Good afternoon, San Antonio. Welcome to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live for Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Going to be here for the next 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about a ton of items, some of them new, and some of our old favorites. And if you're having a problem with some of these things that we're talking about, well, then stay tuned and look at the person next to you and say, hey, we're going to learn something new today. We're writing it down. So if you want to come by the store, we're located at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill, Selma. If you're coming from 1604, we're just as easy to find. You just take the Northwest Military Highway exit, and we are 9 lights in. Now the store is going to be open till 6:30 today, and tomorrow for your convenience, 11 to 5. If you want to call the store, if you have a question about some of the things that I'm going to talk about today, the number is 210-341-1573. Now before we start talking about some projects and some products, I want to remind everybody, this is the first of several events that we have planned for this year, the end of the year, the fourth quarter. And it is Fragrance Weekend. There are 15 ways at the store to put fragrance in your house. And every one of them either has a sale, a reduced price, a gift, or a raffle prize, or all of those things. So if you are looking for a gift, it's till 6:30 today. So if you got some birthdays coming up, or you just want to fill your house with a little fragrance, then come on in right now and take a look at what we have, because they're great gifts. Especially Tyler's got a great gift. Lamborghi's got a wonderful gift. Michelle Designs has got a great little gift. So come on in. If it's stuff you're going to be buying anyway, come on in today and check out the specials that are going on. Now, before we get started, I want to talk to you about something. For the most part, any kind of hardware show that was going on this year was canceled. And so sometimes it makes it hard for us to come up with new items that we talk to you about. And so what I've had to do is to look deep in the existing products that we have. Because sometimes you pick up a product and you have it specifically, you get it for one thing and one thing only. You kind of have tunnel vision about it, and because it was the thing that really excited you about that product. And one of those products we got about 2 years ago, and it's called Invisible Shield. Well, Invisible Shield is this amazing product line that you can clean your glass shower doors and then apply this product. It's called a protectant. Kind of smells like rubbing alcohol. You put it on in 2 coats, and then when you do clean, you use their cleaner. So every other week when you go in and you clean your glass shower doors, you use the Invisible Shield product and not what you would normally use, because it reinforces the Invisible Shield protectant, and that gives you almost a year's worth of clear shower doors. Well, I don't know about you, but I go for that. So when you're looking at a line and all of a sudden somebody comes in and they ask you, well, what can take off rust off of acrylic tubs, fiberglass tubs, bubble tubs? It is very hard, because anything that is tough enough to take off the rust is much too harsh for an acrylic tub. It will take the gel coating off, and once you take off a gel coating on any kind of acrylic fiberglass, it's gone. It will stain immediately, almost even with water, and you end up having to replace it. So I just happen to have this product on my desk. It's called Invisible Shield, and it's lime scale and stain remover. So I turned it on the back, and sure enough, it removes rust, and it is safe enough on any kind of acrylic, fiberglass tub, or shower. Now, not everybody gets rust, But some of us are, if something is dripping and it goes past the faucet and things like that, it will rust. And then you get this rust stain, and if you're not real careful, when you try to remove it, you ruin the tub. Now it's not the same thing with a porcelain tub. With a porcelain tub, you can easily remove any kind of rust or stain or hard water with delete germ and like a 3M scrubby sponge, and it takes it off immediately. But for fiberglass, check out the Invisible Shield Limescale and Stain Remover. If that's your problem, or if you know anybody that has them, inform them that we have this product, but they can check it out anywhere. It says Kleenex right at the top, but it says Invisible Shield Limescale and Stain Remover. So if that's your problem, check it out. If some of you have many oak trees around your guttering, you know that all those leaves are going to start falling next month. And so they get all down in your guttering, and then you get gutters that are all clogged up. And there is a simple way to take care of it, and it's not expensive. And it's this product that we use, that we have, and we kind of lovingly named it Not in My Gutter. And it is a perforated plastic that will fit underneath the roof line, where the roof comes right in line with your guttering, and then also snap into the edge of the guttering. It's super simple. I mean, you don't have to put it all the way around, maybe just where you have some trees and things like that. And it's super inexpensive. I think for 3 feet, it's like $3.99. You can go up there, pop it in, and then not have to worry about getting leaves there. Or you can go all the way around the house. You can go all the way around the house for probably about maybe $100, $120, and not have to worry about getting really clogging leaves in your guttering. All right, if you just tuned into the show, let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is 2 miles north of Loop 410. The phone number here is 210-341-1573. The store is going to be open today till 6:30, and tomorrow for your convenience 11 to 5. So if you want to call the store, you can, and check out some of these things that we're going to talk about today. One of the things that I like to help people do is to take care of things themselves instead of having to hire a professional. I mean, there's some things that we have to. I can't put a roof on my house, and I don't have anything here that would help you put shingles on the roof. But what if you could take care of your own pest control? And what I mean by that is roaches, ants, scorpions, spiders on the inside of the house and on the outside of the house. Well, when you're talking about the inside of the house, the product you want to use is Clobber. It's easy, it's water-based, it has very little odor with it. Since it is water-based, it does have pyrethrins in it. That's the reason it works. And you can spray the inside of your house and be bug-free for 60 days almost, sometimes longer. And it's safe around children and pets as soon as it's dry. So this is what I do and how I use it, because I don't like having roaches in my house. I can take almost anything, but the minute I see a roach, it's like horrible. I don't like it. And so I put Max in the car. We're going to work. And Max is my little dog, if y'all are not familiar with the store. And then I go inside and I spray all around the perimeter of the inside of the house. I don't like pull out my sofa. I don't pull out the piano. I go up to a point and then go around it. So it doesn't have to be every little area. I concentrate on windows and doors underneath the sink, and it may take me all of 5 minutes to spray the whole inside of my house. And like I say, there's very little smell, and it doesn't bother me at all, and you just quickly run around and spray. Then that will take care of the inside. For the outside, as long as it's covered, it is VS 102. And the reason I do not recommend using this in the house, even though it does say roach and ant spray, And it also says it's vanilla fragranced. I don't know what vanilla they were using, but it doesn't smell like vanilla to me. So you want to use this in the garage, maybe in a shed outdoors, front porch as long as it's covered, patio as long as it's covered, and then you take care of everything. You built this perimeter around your whole house that once anything walks over it, it falls over dead. And that's what you want. You don't have to chase them down in the house, because usually they win and I lose. So if you're looking to be your own pest control inside the house and in covered areas outside the house, it's going to be Clobber and VS 102. This stuff is really cool because it's made right here by a chemical company in Texas. And so I was really thrilled to find that here. Now, if you're thinking about selling your house, one of the things that they go around and they do is they test for termites. And so if you get an inspection that says, oh, you had termites in a certain area, if you have a wood fence, you're going to have termites there unless you have it set up above on concrete, but not most fence builders do that. They set it right on the ground, and termites are able to just go from the ground and go right to your fence. But there is something that you can do, and you can do it yourself. And it's made by Ortho Home Defense. Now, this used to be called Ortho Home Defense Max, but they took the Max off of it, and I don't know quite why. But now it says on here, termite and destructive bug killer. So if you have a problem on the fence line with termites, or maybe you usually see termites right where water is, and you'll see those little mud tubes that go up the side of the house, and you'll find them underneath that. This Ortho Home Defense makes it easy to do it yourself. And I'm not going to go into like a great detail because we don't have the time on the air, but more or less what you're going to do is you're going to dig a little trench, pour this in, backfill, pour some more over the top of the trench, and that will take care of it. I had my brother-in-law, and they were trying to sell the house, and sure enough, they found termites in the fence. He treated the area. They came back 2 weeks later. They could not see even in a dead one. So this is something that's easy to use. It's not super expensive, and that way you can take care of it and not have to call somebody else, because if you have to call somebody else to take care of termites, it's expensive. I mean, like, it has a comma in it. All right, last night I was outside having a great phone call with my daughter, and it's nice, it's cool, we've had rain, and now I got more mosquitoes. So what do you do for that? We can't get Dynatraps right now because Dynatraps they have just closed down because of COVID. So what do? There is a great product. I always used to sell these hand in hand with a Dynatrap, but it's called a Spartan Mosquito Eradicator. Real easy to use, safe to use. Your fingers never touch any kind of chemical. You literally fill it with water and then hang it in a tree. They're attracted to it, they go to it, it's got salts in it, and it kills them. And so once you get rid of the female, then you get rid of the life cycle of the mosquito, and it's about 85% effective. I'm not going to tell you it's 100%. It's 85%, and it makes it where you can at least be outside and be comfortable. And then there's other things that you can use on you personally, and that way you can either walk the dog or sit out by the pool and enjoy yourself. Okay, let me tell you again where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. We are 11,000 square feet of everything that you need as far as maintenance around the house. So that means lawn and garden, tools, plumbing, electrical, hardware. We've got over 40 feet of nuts and bolts. And then we have a paint department that is amazing. And spray paints, we've got 15 feet of spray paint. So it is a well-maintained hardware store. It's not just a few little things. We have a big inventory. Almost anything that you would need to keep up the maintenance around your house. Plus, the people that are here that can tell you how to use the product and maybe how it will work for you well, and an easy way to do it. Because I always tell people, you don't have to do things the hard way. You can do things the easy way, and it works just as well. And if it can save you a little time, I'm all for it. So the phone number here again is 210-341-1573. I want to talk to you a little bit about some plumbing. A lot of people get plumbing issues. If you have a septic system, there is a product called One Flush. We've had it for many, many years. It is the least expensive, easy to do septic system maintenance. This is maintenance. This is just something that you do every month. And every 30 days, there's 3 little envelopes in here, little packages, and you just put the whole thing in, package and all, and flush it down the toilet. And don't ask me, does it have to be this toilet or does it have to be this? It just has to be a toilet. And it has billions upon billions of more enzymes than anything else on the market. It's safe to use in any kind of septic system, whether you have a regular one or where you have an anaerobic one. So it's easy to use and it works every time. So if you're thinking about your septic system, that's One Flush is really a good product. Now, if you have maybe a drain that you just constantly have a problem with, maybe it's where your children are and you have little girls that have long hair and they wash their hair every night, and toothpaste builds up in the drains. I mean, all that stuff can really slow down a drain. And the last thing you want to hear is, Mom, the drain's clogged, or Dad, the drain's clogged, and have to deal with something like that. And it's never at a convenient time. Nope. So, Green Gobbler. I want to tell you about Green Gobbler, because I have to tell you, when I first saw this, I thought the name kind of made it sound kind of cheesy, but this stuff's amazing. I saw it at a show a few years ago, and when they showed it, they had a drain pipe there that looked like it was completely covered or completely with like steel wool. That's how dense it looked. And they poured the Green Gobbler down. This container has 3 different packets in it, and it also has one of those things that you slip down your drain. We call it a zip it. This is kind of like Cracker Jacks. You get a prize on the inside. They've included one of those for free, and you put this in the drain, and it's completely safe for your drain. I put my hand on the drain when they used it. It stayed completely cool. That's why I got it, because I didn't want anything else that would heat up a drain real bad. This stuff, I had a drain. I don't know for the life of me why it would not it's just me at the house. And I could hear it, and you can hear it like start way down the way. And I thought, well, I'm gonna try this. And it worked, and it's been open and running smooth for over a year. So if you're having a problem, so that you can use this in the sink, in the tub, in the shower. You can use it in the toilet. I think there's other better things to use in the toilet, but sinks, drains, showers, this is the product. Really good. Really, really good. Now, but if you do have a toilet that gets clogged up and you don't want to have to call a plumber, it mainly is in the middle of the night that it happens. This is, I don't know if some of y'all can see this on Facebook, so let me just tell you, it's called Clean Line. And Clean Line, this probably weighs 8 pounds for a quart. It's very heavy, so that means it goes below the water line and goes down to where the clog is. And you want to use this only in toilets and only in the washing machine drain. Any other drain, it's not recommended for, not because it's too hot, just it is hot because it's a concentrated acid, okay? But that's why it works. But it will mess up your fixture. So if you pour it over your sink, especially if you have what we were talking about earlier as far as a cultured marble or an acrylic, oh, this go right through it. So this is toilets only, you put a third of the bottle in and you flush. Now, if your toilet is to the point to where it's not wanting to flush, you're gonna have to use like a plunger to get it to go down into the drain, because it doesn't do any good sitting in the bowl. It does not find its way down to the clog. No, you have to give it a little encouragement and use a plunger and get it down into the drain. Then you leave it alone for an hour. So a third of the bottle, plunge it, leave it alone for an hour, and then come back and flush the toilet. And if the toilet flushes, goes right down, then you're done. Now, if you have a little bit more of a problem and it wants to ink back up again, use another third of the bottle, and that will be the end of your problem. Okay, now, one more thing, and it's made by Green Gobbler also. A lot of people come in and they say, I'm having drain flies. Usually that happens because there's not enough water going through that, or they get a lot of stuff that clings to the side of the drain, organic material. And Green Gobbler makes what they call a fruit fly killer. Try to say that real fast. But what it also gets rid of is drain flies and sewer flies. It's completely safe. It's made out of a citronella, and you just, when you pour it down, it coats the sides of the pipes. Now, what you want to remember to make this effective is you want to use it on all of your drains. So kitchen, if you see them in the kitchen, you see little fruit flies going all over the place, and you don't understand why, because I don't have any fruit out here. There's no bananas, there's no nothing. Where are those drain flies coming from? So, and then you want to use it in the bathroom, in where the shower is, wherever you have a drain inside the house. Put some of this in there, because they're sneaky little devils, and they'll go from one drain to the other, and then they'll pester you. If they were in the kitchen, they'll come and they'll pester you in your bedroom. So this is it. It's made by Green Gobbler. We have it by the other Green Gobbler products. I want to tell you about one more real quick item. Oh, I may have time for two. How many of you have a door that is maybe tight at the top and loose at the bottom? So you look at the top and maybe you have to give it a shoulder to make it close, but you notice at the bottom there's a gap. Well, you can usually put a shim in, and that will pull it straight again. But you usually have to take it off you'd have to take everything off, the door, everything. Well, this is Easy Shim. And Easy Shim is an easy way. Remember, we talked about you can do it the hard way or you can do it the easy way. This is the easy way. This literally, you unscrew the hinge just a little, just to get, this is maybe 1/8 of an inch thick, and slip it behind the hinge and then tighten up your hinge again. And usually one of them is enough to pull the door straight again. And it makes it super simple to handle. Anybody can do this because you don't have to take the door off the hinges. If you have to take it off the hinges, ask me. That's not easy. And especially if you're there by yourself. So this is called Easy Shim, and they make several different sizes. But this one that I have in my hand right now is usually what most doors, residential doors require. Easy Shim. Okay, let's see. I have a feeling I'm going to run out of time, but I'm going to talk about this real quick anyway. Bona. How many of you use Bona on your floor? If you get streaks in it and you can't seem to get it out, Bona makes a hardwood floor deep cleaner. This will get out the streaks. Okay, let me tell you where we're located again. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. The store is going to be open today till 6:30, and tomorrow, for your convenience, 11 to 5. If you want to call the store right now, I'm here. 210-341-1573. And that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. But by all means, you remember one thing. It will always be a great day to paint. See you next week. Thank you. Okay then. Okay, bye.